Hi everyone, this is a video to just review a bit of what we talked about, how to write a minor scale. I think the easiest way to remember how to write a minor scale, and by the way, this has to do with standards C2 and B2, where you have to write minor scales on musician. The easiest way really is just to remember this new pattern of whole steps and half steps. Okay, so by now you know a pattern of how to write a major scale. Okay, that's one pattern. And here's a new pattern, okay? It's basically the same kind of things of whole steps and half steps, okay? And if you're following along in the book, you can take a look at page 307, which lists the new pattern, okay? The pattern is whole, half, whole, half, whole, okay? And in the book, it gives you an example of writing a D minor scale, and you can see how it in fact uses, again, all the letter names from D to D, okay? And it corresponds to the new pattern, which is whole, half, half, whole. Notice that where the half steps are is a little bit different than the major scale. Now the half steps are between the second and third notes, between the second and third scale degrees, and then also between the fifth and sixth scale degrees, okay? And in the book, it's put together as a slur. It's marked as a slur. Okay, so let's practice writing a new minor scale. Let's say I need to write a B minor scale. Okay, well, I need to know what the notes are of the B minor scale. Remember that the pattern is whole, half, half, whole. Right? So I start with B, right? And then I will follow the pattern whole, half, whole, half, whole, and then another whole step back to B. Okay, if you did the whole pattern and you end up in the wrong note, that's one way to remember that that means you did something wrong. Okay. Also remember that as with the major scale, you need to use every letter of the alphabet in order. Okay, so make sure you're conforming to that. Let's write that out. So we have, let's start with the B on the bottom here, B, and then C sharp, D, E, F, G, A, and B. Okay. Coming back down is the same exact thing, only you come back down. Okay. One way to do this easier is you can also take some notes on your paper while you're assessing, write out the ascending, the one that goes up. Okay. And once you do that, just simply enter the notes backwards. Right. So in this case, I've written down the ascending version, so I'm just going to start backwards and coming back down. So I'm going to start with B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, and B. Right? And you can hear that it sounds slightly different than your major scale. Just a little different sound, okay? So a lot of different songs, especially a lot of classical repertoire, uses the minor scale in addition to the major scale, okay? So this is a quick overview of how to write a minor scale. Remember, the new pattern here for minor scale is whole, half, half, whole. And always remember that intervals describe the distance between two notes, okay? So you start with one note, and then you figure out what the next note is by looking at your pattern, okay? Good luck.